Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go to the information. 2x positive p times ax square negative 48 times 2x square positive 7x negative 10p equals to 0. In the equation above, p is a constant. The sum of the solutions is equal to negative 5. What is the value of p? Okay, so in the given equation, the expression on the left side has been factored, and we have three factors over here. And the degree of the first factor is just 1. That is the largest exponent of the variable x in the first factor is just 1. And the degree of the second factor is 2. And degree of the third factor is also 2. So when I add the degrees, I am getting 5. So when I solve this equation, I'll be getting 5 values for x. That is 5 solutions. So according to the information, if the sum of the 5 solutions is equal to negative 5, what is the value of p? Okay, so whenever two or more, the product of two or more quantities is equal to 0, the first quantity may be 0, or the second quantity may be 0, or the third quantity may be 0. So when I equate the first quantity to 0, I'm getting 2x positive p equals to 0. And if I equate the second quantity to 0, I'm getting 3x square negative 48 equals to 0. And if I equate the third quantity to 0, I'm getting 2x square positive 7x negative 10p equals to 0. Okay, now I have three equations. Okay, if I solve the first equation over here, I'll be getting only one solution. That is because the degree of this equation is 1. If I solve the second equation, I'll be getting 2 solutions because the degree is 2. And if I solve this one, I'll be getting 2 solutions. So total, I'll be getting 5 solutions. Okay, now let's solve the first equation over here. So for that, I have to isolate x. So let me subtract p from both sides. So when I do so, positive p, negative p will cancel out. I'm getting 2x equals to negative p. Then I divide both sides by 2. Then I'm getting 2 will cancel. I'm getting x equals to negative p over 2. So I said we have 5 solutions for the given equations. I got one of the 5 solutions, that is negative p over 2. Okay, now let's solve the second equation over here. So for that, I'm adding 48 to both sides. Let me finish. So positive 48, negative 48 will cancel. I'm getting 3x square equals to positive 48. Then I divide both sides by 3. Then this 3 will cancel. I'm getting x square equals to, when I divide 48 by 3, I'm getting 16. Okay, now to get rid of the square over here, I have to take square root on both sides. In an equation, when I take square root on both sides, for one of the square roots, I need to take a positive or negative sign. So here I'm taking positive or negative sign for this square root. So here the square root over here and square root cancelled. I'm getting x equals to positive or negative. Square root of 16 is just 4. Okay, then we get x equals to negative 4 and positive. We get 2 solutions over here. Okay, what is the sum of the 2 solutions over here? Let me write over here. Sum of the 2 solutions is equal to 0. So because my aim is to add all the 5 solutions of the given equation. So here I'm adding the 2 solutions what I get for x. So when I add negative 4 and positive 4, it will become 0. Okay, so I got one of the solutions as negative p over 2, and I got the sum of the next 2 solutions, negative 4, positive 4, which is 0. Okay, now let's try to get 2 solutions for this equation. Actually, it's a bit difficult to solve this quadratic equation because it contains unknown constant p. Okay, so what we can do is we can find sum of the 2 solutions we get for this quadratic equation. How is it possible? So there is a concept, that is whenever we have a quadratic equation standard form, that is ax square positive bx positive c equals to 0, then there is a formula to find sum of the 2 solutions of this quadratic equation. Let me write the formula. So sum of the 2 solutions is equal to, the formula is negative b over a. Okay, now let's find the sum of the 2 solutions of this quadratic equation. Let me write it over here. Sum of the 2 solutions equals to negative b over a. Let me write negative. So what's the value of b in this quadratic equation? B is nothing but the coefficient of x. So here the coefficient of x is 7. So negative 7 over. So a is the coefficient of x square. Here the coefficient of x square is 2. Okay, so the sum of the 2 solutions of this quadratic equation is negative 7 over 2. Okay, according to the information we have, sum of the solutions equal to, let me write it over here. Sum of the solutions, that means sum of all the 5 solutions is equal to negative 5 for this equation. Okay, now so we have to add the 5 solutions. Okay, the one of the 5 solutions is negative p over 2, and the sum of the next 2 solutions is 0 that we got over here. Sum of the next 2 solutions is negative 7 over 2 equals to negative 5. So here we have 5 solutions. This is one of the solutions. And here in this 0, we have 2 solutions. In this negative 7 over 2 also, we have 2 solutions. So totally we have 5 solutions. We have added all the 5 solutions. According to the question, the sum of the 5 solutions equals to negative 5. Now what I need to do is I have to solve for P in this equation. Okay, let me do it. Negative P over 2, we can ignore this 0. Positive times negative will become negative 7 over 2 equals to negative 5. I'm getting negative P, negative 7 over 2 because 2 fractions are the same denominator. So we can take the common denominator 2 is equal to negative 5. Now I multiply both sides of the equation by 2. So then 2 will cancel out. I'm getting negative P, negative 7 equals to negative 10. Okay, let me continue over here. So okay, now in this equation, negative P, negative 7 equals to negative 10. I'm adding 7 to both sides. So when I do so, negative 7, positive 7 will cancel. Negative P is equal to, when I combine negative 10 and positive 7, I'm getting negative 3. So now to get the value of P, I have to get rid of this negative sign. So for that, I have to multiply both sides by negative 1. Let me do it. Negative 1 times negative 3. So negative times negative positive, 1 times P is P. Negative 1 times negative 3 will become positive 3. So now I got the value of P. So the value of P is 3.